And we're ready to go. So that's perfect. So we're up on YouTube. I'll just get everything ready. I can get that. Perfect. Basically, what happens, Julian, is when I'm recording, it will have it open in the background. So you'll just hear the echo, but I just got rid of that straight away.
No, no worries, no worries.
I'm like, we're not going to have that at all. Unnecessary. I don't know if I go into that one. Right, we're good to go. Yeah, I don't need to do 3, 2, 1 like I do on a podcast because it's live, we're up and running. But no, everyone, thanks for joining us tonight for Friday Night Counterattacks preview of the Champions League match day 5. And this is going to be a fun game for a lot of people because some people will get qualified immediately, some people will get eliminated, and some people will have to take it to the final game of the group stages. I'm joined today by one of our friends from Instagram, Julian Fastini. Was it
Yeah,
Faustini?
Pochettino, yeah, that's exactly how to pronounce it. Yeah.
Brilliant. I thought I'd get names wrong, unfortunately, but people get my name wrong as well. But
No, no,
this is
no worries,
absolutely
man.
fine
All
with me.
good.
But how you been, Julian? You okay?
Yeah, I've been doing well. You?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. Do you want to just tell our listeners and our viewers a bit more about yourself and why we've got you on the recording today?
Yeah, for sure. So, hello, viewers or listeners, depending on how you guys are consuming this content. My name is, as Hamza said, my name is Julian Faustini, and I'm the founder and creator of Culture with Julian, which is pretty much a website that focuses on the Serie A, and I publish articles based on transfer news, injury updates, and post and pre-game analysis. And like Hamza said, today we're going to be reviewing and analyzing week 5 of the Champions League. I'm so excited. This is such a critical week in the Champions League, and this is a phase of the prestigious tournament where pretty much all the drama and all the iconic moments that we've seen in so many years begin to unfold. So like I've been salivating the return of the Champions League. This is pretty much the moment where like all diehard football fans look forward to it. So really excited to be here with you tonight and with all the viewers. And I don't know, I guess we should just start getting straight into it.
Yeah, it's going to be good, and we've seen that you've been collaborating with other podcasts as well. So it's good to good way of getting your name
Yeah,
out there,
for
and good way of
sure, for
getting
sure.
your videos out, your content, and your website especially out there. So credit to yourself, and hopefully this is another one where it works beneficial for the both of us as well, which will be
Yeah, for
good.
sure. Yeah, you guys are the first UK podcast I linked up with, so I was really excited to link up with you guys, and I'm excited to. This is just the beginning, and I look forward to linking up with everybody in the UK. It's gonna be great.
Hopefully better in person than actually via Zoom. So you'll have to
Yeah,
join
that
us
would
for a
be
match
sick.
day. If
Yeah,
Inter
yeah, for
Milan
sure.
plays
Maybe one
someone,
day.
if Inter Milan play Man United, perhaps in the round of 16 or something like that, that could be something that we could look forward to as well. Have to
Yeah,
come in
yeah, yeah,
person.
for sure. Maybe I can come by the studio. We could record a shoot. Not a problem.
Just go straight. Yeah, it would be pretty good that way as well. But no, let's go
Yeah,
straight into it. So we're
yeah,
gonna go game by game from Tuesday to Wednesday. So 2 games tomorrow kick off quite early. So
yeah.
um 5:45 GMT. We've got Dynamo Kiev versus Bayern Munich and Villarreal versus Man United. How we're going to do it, Julian, is basically if there's like a proper important game or a fleshy game that we can flesh out, that's perfectly fine. But if it's like Dynamo Kiev versus Bayern Munich, we can just go like 5-0 Bayern Munich and be done with it and just move on
Okay,
like that.
okay. Yeah.
But no, Dinamo versus Bayern, I think it's going to be a straightforward Bayern Munich win. Bayern Munich are looking fantastic in this season's Champions League, and Nagelsmann has got them playing very good football after a topsy-turvy start. But personally, I think it's going to be a straight win for Bayern Munich tomorrow afternoon. How do you see this game going, Julian?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree less. I think ever since the manager change, I think Julian has done a fantastic job with this Bayern Munich side. So much depth and so much potential in this team, and the way he's utilizing the players, they're all playing fantastic at the moment. They're in fine form in the domestic league and the UEFA Champions League. So I don't see this game going anywhere wrong for Bayern Munich. I think it's going to be a straightforward victory for them.
I'm predicting a 5-0 win for Bayern Munich. What do you predict?
Oof. Yeah, maybe like more like 3-0. Dynamo Kiev, they're doing pretty well in the domestic league. They're in first place in the Swiss Premier League. So I don't think it's gonna be 5-0, but I think it's still gonna be a dominant victory for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich will win, which should be good. But now we come straight onto my team. So Man United are playing Villarreal away. So Michael Carrick is our interim manager, and
Right, right.
normally I'm normally upbeat about whatever happens, but over the last few weeks I've been very upset, very annoyed at
Yeah, I can
what
just
the team's
imagine.
done, and even today, like I'm not to be honest, the viewers and the listeners will listen and they'll be like, oh yeah, you're in good moods normally, but I'm just there like I'm not in a good mood at all because I know for a fact that this is a critical part of our season. We've got Villarreal tomorrow, we've got Chelsea on
Right.
Sunday as well. So the fact that there's the narrative going around in the UK media saying that Man United, the hierarchy could just write off this season already, and you're just there thinking we're 4 months into the season and it's looking quite painful. It doesn't look like there's much hope for the rest of the season for Manchester United. Maybe an FA Cup win, or maybe getting further in the Champions League. If there's an interim manager after Michael Carrick until the end of the season, I don't look forward to seeing how Man United are going to do. I'm obviously going to watch the game tomorrow, so it's going to be a good game. I think I think Man United are going to lose this game tomorrow against Villarreal. People think that Michael Carrick he can just tell the players to go out there and play their natural game, but their natural game the last 3-4 weeks have been horrific, Julian, and for anyone listening, because it's just there like you've got some pretty good players in that team. You've got some very good players in that team, and you've got some world-class players in that team, and they all play awfully. They were awful. They're just so awful, man. So you can tell by the end of this podcast, I'll be more happy talking about other teams and other players that make me go, wow, they're amazing. But it's been a one-man band with Cristiano Ronaldo this season. We've seen Bruno Fernandes do pretty well as well, but it's just the fact that we're no longer a force to be reckoned with, I would say. What are your thoughts on Man United at the moment, Julian, seeing as you're someone who watches a team in another league, for example? So how do you kind of see the Man United situation? Do you think we're going to be okay getting through to the next round? Do you think it's going to be quite difficult for us? What are your kind of thoughts for Man United in the Champions League?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think definitely it's going to be tough. It's not going to be as easy as it sounds. Villarreal is a strong team defensively. Pau Torres, Raul Abidal, Mario Gaspar, they're a strong defensive unit, and it's going to be difficult to break through. They gave Manchester United a lot of trouble in the home fixtures. So I can only imagine the away fixture being a lot more difficult. And as you said, despite the firing of Solskjaer, I don't think Michael Carrick is going to drastically change the way Manchester United has been playing. We've seen it throughout the Premier League. Like, it's been very poor. Their performances have been extremely poor. They only managed to win one victory in the last 7 Premier League games, and it's just been dreadful. The midfield's sloppy. They're not able to hold the ball for too long, and I totally agree with you. It's a complete one-man show at the moment. Despite Bruno Fernandes having flashes of brilliance here and there, Cristiano Ronaldo has been by far the most consistent player. And I think Manchester United right now are still we're heading towards the midway point of the season. I still don't think they have the starting 11 down packed. I don't even think if you were to ask Michael Carrick today, I don't think he'd know his starting 11, the basic starting 11, his best 11 in the squad, as you may say. So yeah, I think it's probably gonna end in a draw. I think Cristiano Ronaldo is probably gonna carry this team and lift them forward, but I don't see them winning this one. I think Villarreal, they have a lot to play for and they have a lot to prove, and they're in fine form in this difficult group in the Champions League. I think it's gonna end in a draw, maybe 1-1 draw.
That's being optimistic, Julian. But no, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking the best thing we can hope for is a draw, because what people are saying and what people are kind of agreeing with, if Solskjaer is the one that's gone, why isn't his coaching staff all gone with him? Because they were all part of a group that was making Man United what it was currently over the last 3 years as well.
Right.
Maybe one or two changed, but why keep the same coaching staff without the main man? It makes no sense to us.
It makes no sense. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
You're kind of there just thinking it's the same people minus one man, because it could be
basically, yeah. That's why I don't think the philosophy is going to change all too much. I don't see a drastic change in the tactics for sure. It's the same.
Not at all. I don't think anything new is going to happen with that. But yeah, if anything is going to happen, it'll be a draw. It'll be a best case scenario for a draw.
That's literally going to be the best case scenario for sure.
But yeah, that's our little pitiful review of Manchester United. Normally I'd be upbeat and happy, and like you said, the reverse fixture we won, and I was at that game and I was jumping for joy, and it was a fantastic day out to watch Man United back in Champions League action. But going the way that it is now, I don't think we can even qualify for next season's Champions League. So that's why I always tell my friends, when you go to watch a Man United game in the Champions League, make the most of it, because we're not guaranteed it every season like we were once upon a time, which isn't the case. But no, moving on to better things and more important things, I'm going to cheer up now because I don't have to talk about Man United anymore. We've got probably, I'd say, the first or the second best game of tomorrow's games, which is by I keep saying Bayern Munich, Bayern. It's Barcelona versus Benfica in Group E. So you've got Bayern Munich, who are 12 points, 4 from 4 in the group stages already, who I believe will go 5 from 5, which will qualify them for 15 points
Right.
in the next stage of the Champions League,
Yep.
probably securing a top point, the top place. Barcelona are second with 6 points. Benfica are third with 4 points. This is what you mentioned at the beginning of the show. This is what we want to watch in terms of dramatic football. In terms of, can Benfica overturn Barcelona? Can Benfica get to 7 points by the end of the night tomorrow, and kind of shift this pattern and perhaps send Barcelona down to the Europa League? It could happen. I don't think it will happen though, as much as I want it to. If it was under Ronald Koeman, I think it could have happened, or I reckon Benfica could have gone to the Nou Camp and secured a win. But I think Xavi, after that 1-0 win on the weekend with Memphis Depay scoring, I think he's kind of got a tune out of some of the players, not all the players, but some of the players. And the returning of Dani Alves as well has made some good moves and good positive vibes as well in that, because he's obviously trying to steer this dressing room in the right way as well. What are your thoughts on Barcelona versus Benfica tomorrow? And do you reckon this will be a big game for Benfica in their way of qualifying for the next stage of the Champions League?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's huge. I don't think many Benfica fans thought that they'd be this close to qualifying for the Champions League based on the group that they're in. So for sure, this is obviously a huge moment for Benfica supporters. And I totally agree with what you're saying. I do think Barcelona have this one after an impressive 1-0. Despite only being at 1-0, I think it was impressive what Xavi managed to accomplish with this Barcelona side, and managed to get a huge victory in the Catalonian derby. So I think Barcelona have this one. I think it's probably going to be a 2-0 victory for them, for sure.
Yeah, I'd like Benfica to win. Like, I'm a big fan of the way that they play. I'm a big fan of their striker Darwin Núñez, who I think is a fantastic young Uruguayan striker, and I think he could replicate the likes of Edison Cavani, Diego Forlan, and Luis Suarez in terms of how Uruguayan strikers come to Europe and have prolific careers over their careers as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop Darwin Núñez. If he stays for another season, then moves on to a bigger club in Europe. We'll see what happens, and we'll see what goes forward. But I think Barcelona will win this. As much as I want Benfica to win it, I think Barcelona will win this in the bag, and that will almost secure their position for the qualification for the next round.
Basically, yeah, a win would pretty much secure it. Yeah.
This is where I'm going to need your help now, Julian. Young boys are playing Atalanta. So as we just mentioned, Man United and Villarreal, they're in the same group as well. So with the situation of Atalanta, they're on 5 points. So if they win, which looks likely that they could actually win, they could end up going top of the group, which could be an option as well. If Villarreal and Man United actually draw as well, so that could put them into good stead. But what are your first thoughts on Atalanta versus Young Boys? And obviously being someone who's a big passionate Serie A fan, Calcio fan, please enlighten us more about how Atalanta will do against this Young Boy side.
Although I think this Young Boy side is a little bit tricky. Like I checked the Swiss Premier League, they've been undefeated, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Although they're in fourth place. Right now, at the moment, they're struggling a little bit. They only managed to win 2 games in the last 5. And at the moment, Atalanta have been brilliant in the Serie A. The 3-2-0 in the last 5 games. And I just don't see Atalanta losing this one. I think Mario Gasperini is a brilliant tactician, and he's able to get the best out of all of these players. And we've seen it time and time again. I think the Young Boys won't be able to contain this Bergamo attacking force. I mean, you have Duban Zapata, who has 8 goals and 3 assists. Pasalic, the German midfielder, who tallied up 4 goals and 5 assists domestically. Although they're missing Hateboer and Gosens, who are key players in this Atalantan unit, I still think Atalanta are going to be able to clinch 3 points in order to keep their hopes of around the 16 alive. What do you think about this fixture when you look at it?
Straightforward Atalanta win. Atalanta are a quality side. We've seen them fight against Manchester United. They don't give you a second to breathe. They play on the front foot, which is very positive for an Italian side that we're not used to seeing, which is really good. And as you said, Gasperini plays some fantastic football with his team, and he's got his team playing really good. I'm a big fan of Gosens. I think he's injured for this game as well, so he's going to be out, like you said. Naylor, who's the other wing back as well, is a quality player to watch. And they've got Demiral on loan from Juventus, I believe. He's a very good up-and-coming centre-back as well. He's like 23, 24, but it's good to see how he plays. And I really like how they defend properly as a unit, as a proper unit, something that a lot of teams, especially Man United, could learn from as well. But I think the danger man, if he does play, is Malinovsky, and I think Malinovsky will be someone that can help support Zapata up top, and Muriel if he comes off from the bench, which would be good. But young boys, they beat us in that freak result against Man United. They didn't really do that much before the red card as well. So it's just the fact I think Atalanta will win this game, and I think they could end up going top or at least second.
At least second, for sure, 100%.
With one game to go as well, which would be quite good to go for. But no, looking forward to hopefully seeing young boys win. I don't think it's going to happen because I think Atalanta will go through as well.
I don't think it's going to happen either, but with this crazy game, you never know, man. It's insane. All it takes is one split second of the loss of focus, and all of a sudden a red card, and all it is just a flick of a switch, and things can go the other way. So we'll see.
Exactly. Now we're going on to Lille versus Rb Salzburg. So this is a game for, how can I explain it? Football hipsters, people who like Football Manager, and they like different brands of football as well.
Yeah.
Lille being the French champions as well. I mean, to be fair, I do like watching Lille play. They have some fantastic players on show, and it's one of those things. If you play Football Manager or FIFA Career Mode, you'll go to Lille and you'll buy loads of these players because they're quality players, and they're the champions of France currently at the moment. They're on 5 points, but they are behind Salzburg, and it is a big head-to-head game. So again, it's what we watch the Champions League for. It's what we want to see. They're going into the penultimate game, second to last game of the tournament, potentially, and they could be out because Wolfsburg are on the same points at 5, Sevilla on 3, but we all know Sevilla's a big side, and they're yet to win in the tournament. But I think Lille will come away with a 1-0 win or a 2-0 win. I think they'll be pretty good to watch in this game as well. They've got some quality attacking players, and I think for me personally, I think Lille could, if they qualify from this group, they could be someone in the quarterfinals, maybe even the semi-finals with the way that they played. It's just the main thing. It's just they have a lot of injury doubts and they have a lot of people out. So it's really upsetting for a neutral fan. When you've got the likes of Renato Sanchez, who's doubtful, you've got Ikone, who's suspended, Sven Botman, their centre-back, who's injured as well. Because it's a French side, they have a very small squad as well. So it's like you have to rely on individuals a lot more than a proper squad unit as well. But how do you see this game going for Lille and Rb Salzburg?
I think it's going to be very exciting. I think they're two pretty evenly matched squads, very similar, pretty much similar situations. You have like two squads where like they don't have the best teams, but there's a lot of potential to work with here. On the Salzburg side, you got Nkunku, Angelino, who are very young and have a lot of potential to grow. And even Lille, Jonathan David, the Canadian striker, he's been brilliant in the Liga 1 lately. Ikone, who's unfortunately suspended for this fixture. So there's a lot to work with in both sides. And I think Lille being at home in this crucial fixture definitely helps. And I think they could, like as you said, I think they'll probably end up winning this game. They're such a huge attacking threat, and they have so many explosive players with pace and who could definitely find the back of the net, even if they only have 1 or 2 chances. I think with the rate that they're going, I think they'll be able to find the back of the net and secure all 3 points for them. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 1-0 victory for Lille as well.
Yeah, that should be a good game, and it should be good to see some of these young talents that we've got on display. Like you said, Jonathan David, you've got Adeyemi from Salzburg. I think Aronson plays for Salzburg as well, the American international midfielder as well. So that could be something if he comes off the bench or if he starts. That'd be good to see as well.
I believe there is a youngster from the States. Yeah, I believe so.
And then we've got, what have we got next? We've got Sevilla versus Wolfsburg. This will be a tricky one. I'm going to go for a Sevilla draw against Wolfsburg. Like I just mentioned, Sevilla are a strong team. They haven't started well in the Champions League this season, not even winning the game so far in the group stages. But I think Sevilla with this home advantage, and they kind of need to push through to at least qualify for the Europa League, which they're so renownedly known as being like Europa League specialists. I think they need at least a draw to get through to this, and I think they'll get a draw. Wolfsburg are a strong side this season, and it's good to see them back in the Champions League. But I think it'll be a Sevilla draw with Wolfsburg. How do you see the result going, Julian, for Sevilla versus Wolfsburg?
Yeah, I couldn't agree less. It's a very big game for Sevilla. Obviously, they're pretty much known as the Europa League kings. They've won this tournament so many times. So I think they're definitely going to try to push for a victory. Although it's a tough Wolfsburg side to play against, I think actually Sevilla is going to manage to win this one. I think they have like the talent and the depth necessary to clinch all 3 points here. I think they'll win by like 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 1-0. I think it's a strong defensive unit Wolfsburg has, but I think they've been pretty impressive, Sevilla in the league, La Liga lately. So I think they'll manage to break through and clinch all 3 points, 1-0 victory.
Yeah, it'll be good to see how they do. And
yeah, for sure.
I'd like to see them go through to the next stage of the Champions League, because if they get through to the Europa League, you just know they're going to win it anyway. So if they're going to win it, then that's just how they're going to go through, like finishing third in the group stages. But now we're into Group H. So we've got Malmo versus Zenith Petersburg. I'm going to go for a Zenit win, 1-0. I think it's going to be quite a boring game. They both don't play very good football. From what I've seen against Chelsea and against Juventus. But to be fair, when I do watch those games, there is a golfing class between Juventus and Chelsea and Malmo and Zenit St. Petersburg. So it's not really the best thing to judge off, but I'm going to go for a Zenit St. Petersburg win against Malmo. What do you reckon, Julian?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much straightforward. The Zenith Petersburg is on paper pretty strong and pretty ahead of significantly stronger than Malmo. And Malmo has been pretty dreadful in the Champions League lately. So yeah, I don't see it going any other way unless it's a fluke, but I don't see Malmo securing a win despite having the home advantage. So I'm going to go with Zenit Petersburg as well.
Yeah, so Zenit's only win came against Malmo, so I think it's just going to be the same result again.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But no, I think this is going to be the game of the day tomorrow. So Juventus, they're traveling to Stamford Bridge to play against Chelsea. So again, another Italian side going against an English side as well. It was a great game the last time that I missed because I was at the Man United game. So
really?
Yeah, I found that the result on the way back home. My friend is a Chelsea fan, so he's like, "Oh yeah, we lost to Juventus." I was like, "Oh, what a shame!" But I was still going "Soo" on the streets of Manchester because I was so happy.
Yeah, you were happy. Yeah.
That was literally the highlight of my season. Our season's over before it's even begun, Julian. So that's how you know I'm upset, when I can smile over what happened in September, and you know that's the best thing that's happened so far in this season.
Pretty much for Manchester United fan. Yeah.
Talking about Allegri versus Tuchel, we're talking about Szczęsny versus Mendy. Maybe even if Kepa starts as well, we're talking about Morata versus, if Lukaku's fit as well. But there's so much to go for. I think Dybala will have a good game, but I think Chelsea will win. I think Chelsea, they are ridiculously strong in terms of the strength and depth that they have, the manager that they have, the tactics that they have as well. Their attacking formation, it's like a 2-3-5. I was saying with my friend earlier, the wing backs, Reece James and Chilwell, Marcus Alonso if you need to as well. It's fantastic to see them play. And as a Man United fan, it pains me to my core seeing Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City, potentially Newcastle, Arsenal even as well. They're all flying at the moment. Not Newcastle yet, but Newcastle in the next 5-10 years because of the money invested into them. It's going to be ridiculous, man, to see how far Man United will fall back, and they'll just be a mid-table club if they continue like this, and this structure of management. And it's awful to hear, and it's probably just me being a bit sad and what's the term, being like a sore loser and oh, my team's not doing well, I'm very sad. But it's like you know what it is. Like Inter Milan once upon a time were like giants in European football, not just Italian football, but in European football.
European football as well, yeah.
It just goes crashing down, and then you're coming back up, and it goes down, crashing up, goes down again.
Yeah,
you understand my pain, Julian.
I totally relate. Yeah.
No, this Juventus side under Allegri once again, they're quite fun to watch. I don't mind watching them play, but I think with the style of plays that Allegri and Tuchel will have, I think Tuchel will be too strong with his Chelsea side. I think Chelsea will win. I'd say probably 3-1 against this Juventus side, and I think it will be a good game to watch. And I think it will probably be the game that I'll turn on after I've seen Man United lose to Villarreal. So I think if there is one game for me to watch live properly at 8 o'clock, it'll be Chelsea versus Juventus. But talk to us more about Juventus. How have they been doing this season, Julian? Do you reckon they have what it takes to beat Chelsea away after beating them back in Turin? I mean, they're 4 from 4 anyway, so one more win basically secures them qualification, like it isn't secured already. But how do you see Juventus doing, Julian?
Well, in the league so far, they've been a bit disappointing. Although they have 2 consecutive victories in the league, and it was pretty impressive. They managed to beat Lazio away 2-0 this weekend. I think it was pretty underwhelming, their performance. Like, they haven't been able to dominate the ball, and they haven't been able to dominate possession as you'd think they would, like considering this Juventus side. So they've been pretty poor overall on the ball, and I think, as you said, Chelsea is ridiculously strong. I think they're going to win it. The way Tuchel's been brilliant this season, the way he's managed to get the best out of all these players, and he built this squad full of so much talent and depth. Like, I don't even know how they're gonna line up tomorrow, because they could literally line up any way possible. Like with the amount of players and depth they have, he could rotate the squad, and I think they're so talented that they could still manage to clinch all 3 points. And the way I mean, as a Serie A fan, he reminds me a lot of these Serie A coaches. He's such a tactician. The way that that 3-4-3 unit moves off the ball, and when they win the ball, they break on the counterattack with the fullbacks. It's incredible to watch. It's honestly astonishing, and I think Juventus don't have what it takes to beat Chelsea. That midfield, Jorginho and Kante, is just going to dominate that weakness of Juventus, that central area of the pitch. And I think there's just way too much for Juventus to look out for. The fullbacks, I mean, you reach James, 4 goals and 4 assists in the Prem. Like, he's ridiculously good. And I think that they won't be able to contain all that talent. And although I think Juventus can cause a threat, like, I think if they break out of the counterattack, they could find Chiesa, Morata, who've been brilliant in the Champions League so far. I think, like, that's the only thing Chelsea have to concern over. But other than that, I think it's going to be a solid 2-0 victory for Chelsea at this point. I think also Juventus are missing Dybala, Bernardeschi, and Chiellini for this picture. So 3 huge losses for them, especially Dybala, who had a world-class performance in his last Champions League game. I believe it was it Malmo? I believe it was Malmo that they played. Yeah, and he scored 2 goals and he got an assist. So it was brilliant performance from the Argentines. I'm not sure if he's fit or not, but regardless, I still think Chelsea's going to win and possibly get closer to claiming that top spot in order to enter Pot A for the round of 16 draw.
Yeah, it's basically confirmed without mathematics being involved. It's basically confirmed that Chelsea and Juventus are going through. It's just that matter of top spot as well.
It's just a matter of the top spot, which could make a difference ultimately, for sure.
I think for me, one of the players to watch out for this week will be Chiesa, because Chiesa is a fantastic player. I love him to bits. He's a fantastic player to watch. He's easy on the eye. It's amazing at dribbling. Like, a lot of these wingers nowadays can't even dribble like Chiesa does, and he's got certain levels to his game and his certain gears to his game as well. And I went to the semi-final of the European Championships against Spain, and I watched his goal, and it was beautiful football. It was fantastic football, and it's amazing to see how he plays. And if he turns up in tomorrow's game, even if they lose, the world will notice once again how amazing Chiesa can be and how amazing he is, because it's going to be good to see how he does against Reece James, who's one of the best right backs so far in Europe, I'd say, on form at the moment. Like you said, scoring for fun, assisting for fun. So it's going to be a really good battle to see how Chiesa does against this amazingly rigid and fantastic defense of Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, which will be good. And I think that'll be my favorite game to watch tomorrow, Tuesday evening as well, which will be pretty good. But no, just gonna have some water, then we'll move on to Wednesday's fixtures. But Julian, out of all of tomorrow's games, Tuesday, who's the one player you think we should watch out for in Tuesday's fixtures that we all just went through? Because I think it will be Chiesa to look out for.
Yeah, I couldn't agree any less. I think tomorrow, definitely all eyes should be on Federico Chiesa. I mean, from start to finish this season in the Serie A and also the Champions League, he's been absolutely brilliant. The way he takes on one-on-one defenders, and his speed is outrageous, and his work rate too is insane. He could literally shift like with a flick of the switch into 3rd gear, and he's off. He's like a horse without somebody riding it. It's insane. And I definitely think that he could be a game changer for this black and white of Turin, for sure, 100%. And I wouldn't be surprised if he finds the back of the net tomorrow, even if Juventus don't have many opportunities, because like you said, as we saw in Spain, I think that was the only shot on net he had, and he managed to score the back of the net, a fantastic goal. He's that type of player that shows up in big games and you could definitely rely on. That's what you like to see. That's what you like to see in a young stud like him. So for sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm looking forward to watching Chiesa as like the player to watch on Tuesdays. But now we're going on to Wednesday's games, and Wednesday they have some pretty good games. Probably the games of the week are going to be on Wednesday. But we'll start off in order again, like time order. So Besiktas versus Ajax is first up. Group C. Besiktas haven't had the best of starts this season in the Champions League, but they are in an awesome group. They're just like the team that's just there. Like, yeah, we're surrendering to every game. lost all games so far, played 4, lost 4. Sporting Lisbon on 6 points, Dortmund on 6 points, Ajax on 12 points. Eric Ten Hag is doing amazing with Ajax. Stefan Haller is doing amazing scoring goals for Ajax as well. Haaland's been injured for Dortmund, but I don't see how Besiktas are qualifying from this group at all. I think it's game over for them. Europa League possibly if they win the next 2 games and win the head-to-heads. But Ajax, I think they're going through top of this group, and I think Ajax are going to win this game tomorrow against Besiktas. So if anyone's free at 5:45 and they have nothing to do, I would recommend watching Ajax play because they are a joy to watch this season. Eric Ten Hag has got these players powering, all 11 of them on the pitch, all 14 that come on during the game, the extra subs and everything. They're fantastic to watch. And it's one of those things that you'll probably see, Julian. There's loads of memes about Donny van der Beek, how he's been on the bench all the time and how he was at Ajax. And he was coached by Ten Hag and he played really good football and he got to the semi-final of the Champions League in 2019. But it's going to be sad to see how Ajax end up doing, because I want to see Ajax do really well as like an underdog in this tournament, because there's always bigger and better and richer clubs available that are probably going to win the league, the Champions League. But Ajax are really good to watch. It's just when you're watching a football genius like Eric Ten Hag, and I did say football genius to be fair, because I think it's fantastic. I'd like him at Man United. I think it'd be amazing, but it's just the fact he has an amazing club structure set up, so everything's worked properly for him in the Dutch league and in the Eredivisie, and in the Champions League so far. So, what are your thoughts on Besiktas and Ajax on for Wednesday, I should say, Julian?
Yeah, I think Ajax are definitely the dark horse of the tournament. I think they're a team that's filled with so many young players, and they're very dangerous. Like, although like they probably don't have the best team on paper compared to like all the European giants, I think they're definitely one team to watch out for. They're so dangerous, and like as you said, I think their manager has done a brilliant job with this Ajax side throughout the years. The way he's structured this club and built it from start to finish, and the way he's managed it all, like although he lost the Lit and De Jong, like I think the way he's developed them and sold them for huge amounts of money has been lovely to see. And for sure, I definitely think, as you said, I think Ajax are clearly going to win this one. They've been on fire. It was a fantastic victory over Borussia Dortmund away from home that last time, and the way they came back, they showed up. They demonstrated a lot of resilience and passion for the fans within that fixture. So I definitely think that they'll probably finish top of the group, and I think they're definitely one squad you don't want to reckon with, because I think they could definitely pull an upset in this fixture, in this tournament as a whole.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'd be good to watch.
100%. As a football fan, I'd actually love to see huge upsets. So,
now we're moving on to the next game of the week, and this is where you're going to be leading. So you're going to be telling the listeners, the viewers, and me specifically, because I know my fair bit about Inter Milan. I went to watch them once upon a time against Barcelona, where they drew 1-1 and Icardi scored a last-minute goal, and it was a fantastic day in Milan watching it. But Inter Milan versus Shakhtar Donetsk, Inter Milan are on 7 points, Shakhtar are on 1 point. You could end up taking the group. If Real Madrid loses Sheriff again, you could end up going top as well, which would be quite good. But I think we'll qualify from this. But why don't you take it away, because this is your domain, and I want to learn a bit more about Inter Milan and how they've been doing this season and how they'll end up doing against Shakhtar Donetsk. So take it away, Julian.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Hamza. So yeah, like Hamza said, a huge fixture in the group. For sure, right now, like I think all Serie A fans are going to have their eyes on this one, because this is pretty huge for Inter Milan. If Inter Milan win, they pretty much guarantee their spot in the round of 16 for the first time in over a decade, actually. So it's pretty insane to even say that. I've never imagined, especially after what happened last summer with Antonio Conte departing and losing Lukaku and Hakimi. I would have never thought that this would be the opportunity. This would be Inter Milan would have this opportunity. So to say that is honestly astonishing. Right now, Inter Milan have been absolutely brilliant. 3 wins and 2. Inter Milan have wait, how many? 3 wins, I believe. Yeah, 3 wins and 2 draws in the last 5. And this weekend, they ended Napoli's unbeaten run in a fantastic 3-2 victory. And they managed to score 3 goals over Napoli, who was the best defensive unit in the in the Serie A. 4 goals in the last 12 games, so it's pretty impressive. They conceded 4 goals in the last 12 games, so it's been pretty impressive seeing this Nerazzurri offensive side. You have Lautaro Martinez, who has 6 goals and 1 assist, and Edin Dzeko, who accumulated 7 goals and 1 assist. And they're pretty dominant in the midfield. You have Marcelo Brozovic, who in my opinion is one of the top 5, if not the best center defensive midfielder in the Serie A. And Nicola Barella, who's a fantastic number 8 in the midfield, 1 goal and 5 assists for Inter Milan. And although Inter Milan haven't scored a goal versus Shakhtar in over a year now, because they've been in the same group last year as well, and they both fixtures home and away ended 0-0, and this year too it ended a 0-0 draw at Shakhtar. I think this is it. I think Simone Inzaghi is going to be able to break the deadlock with this Inter Milan side. I think despite Shakhtar's brilliant form in the Ukrainian Premier League, they're 5-0 in their last 5 games and are tied in first with 38 points. I think Inter Milan's going to bring it to them. I think they'll probably win 1 or 2-0 from this and secure their spot in round of 16. What do you think, Hamz?
I think it'll be a 1-0 win for Inter Milan. I reckon you'll break that duck, because with Man United, we had that kind of thing with Villarreal. We played them like 4 times in our history and we drew 0-0 every single time. It's only last season when we drew 1-1 in the final and then we lost on penalties. And then this season we won 2-1. So once the goals go in, they'll just keep going in for whenever you next play Shakhtar. So it's perfectly fine. I think it will be on Wednesday night as well. Barella is a dynamite midfielder. I think he's going to be one of the best players in world football, in Italian football. That's just me, because I think if he were to go, no disrespect, but if he were to go to someone like a Manchester City, for example, when, let's say, Gundogan goes on in age, or Bernardo Silva gets moved on, if he does get moved on, I think it'd be a joy to watch under Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp, under these elite managers and playing some amazing attacking football. But at the moment, he's at Inter Milan and he's doing some great things at Inter Milan. And I'm a big fan of Barella. And last season, I thought it was fantastic to watch under Antonio Conte as well. He brought the best out of him, I think. Inzaghi's still got the rest of the season to go, so we'll see how that goes. I think Çalhanoğlu is a quality player to watch as well. If he starts tomorrow, that'll be fantastic. It'll be good to see how Çalhanoğlu does against this team that will set up to kind of just defend and get that 0-0 draw again, like we've seen before.
For sure.
But mostly, I'm quite impressed with how Edin Dzeko has done this season as well. Moved again, is 35 years old, has moved to Inter Milan from Roma as well. So it's the fact that I reckon he can end up maybe getting a goal, maybe getting an assist against the Shakhtar side. But I think it'll be a 1-0 win for Inter Milan, and I reckon it'll be curtains for Shakhtar in the Champions League this season. But it's going to be a game that I think you'll enjoy, because I think Inter Milan will win. What do you think, Julian?
No, I couldn't agree less. I think Inter Milan have what it takes. I think Inzaghi has done a brilliant job of preparing this team mentally for big fixtures. So I think the Italian tactician for the Nerazzurri will definitely clinch all 3 points here. I think Shakhtar is a pretty impressive defensive unit, so it's probably going to be 1-2-0 victory max. I don't think it's going to be a complete blowout, because Shakhtar defensively, when they're off the ball, they've been pretty incredible to watch. So yeah, some
really good coaching points from the way that they've set up as well defensively in the past. So that'll be good to see how they end up doing. Moving on to Club Brugge versus RB Leipzig. So I think this will be, I don't want to be disrespectful to Club Brugge, but I reckon RB Leipzig will win, because most likely RB Leipzig, they've only got 1 point this season that was run from against PSG. Club Brugge are looking to get that Europa League spot, maybe even the Champions League spot if they win tomorrow. But I think Leipzig will fight back tomorrow. They're playing away against Club Brugge, and I think it'll be a good game for a neutral point of view, because RB Leipzig have some amazing attacking talent as well on this team as well. So it'll be good to see how they end up doing. We've got Szoboszlai, who's doubtful, so he's not going to be in it. But Nkunku, I think he's going to be the player for me to watch on Wednesday. I know PSG are playing Man City and Liverpool got Atletico Madrid, but Nkunku has been on fire this season.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
Amazing player to watch as well. Andre Silva, quality striker as well. Got Emil Forsberg, of course, the Swedish international. But I think RB Leipzig will finally get their act together against Club Brugge. I think they'll go for a 2-1 win away to Club Brugge. How do you see this game going, Julian? Do you reckon there'll be an upset? Do you reckon Leipzig could win, or do you reckon Club Brugge could get it any closer to that second place spot?
No, I think Leipzig is definitely gonna win this one, despite Club Brugge having the home advantage. I think, like you said, this is pretty much a squad that have a lot of talent. They have so much potential to work with here. Like, as you said, Nkunku has been brilliant. Andre Silva is a top-class striker. Defensively, they've been pretty strong. You got Angelino, driving, like pretty much dominating those flyings lately in the Bundesliga, and he's incredible to watch. So I definitely think Lisbeth will win this one, probably 2-0 or 2-1 at least, for sure. Club Brugge are struggling a little bit despite their 1-1 draw. They've been demolished by Manchester City twice now. So I just don't see it happening for Club Brugge. I think they're gonna hold for like an Europa League spot. They're probably gonna play for a draw to try to keep the Europa League hopes alive. But other than that, I see a Lesbig clinching all 3 points here.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. But we'll see how it goes, because I think the best game for most people will be the other game in Group A. So it's Manchester City versus PSG, and you can already tell by the tone of my voice that I'm a bit more excited watching Manchester City than actually watching Manchester United play. So that's probably my mistake. But it's just like Messi coming to Manchester playing against Pep Guardiola. It's literally one of those amazing football scripts that you see once or twice every 2-3 years as well. So it's going to be good to see how Lionel Messi does against Pep Guardiola. He scored that amazing goal in Paris against Manchester City, and I think it's going to be a great game to watch. These two powerhouses of European football currently over the last 5 years as well. Yet to win the Champions League, both of them, but they came so close, both losing finalists the last 2 years as well. So we'll see who ends up winning this. I think it'll be a Manchester City win. I think Manchester City have finally got their act together after a shaky start at the beginning of the season in the Champions League and domestically as well. I think Paris Saint-Germain, they have the quality, they have what it takes. But I think with not really the home advantage, but I think Pep Guardiola has it in him to kind of learn from his mistakes that he made against Pochettino, because obviously there's a point difference at the top. So this is make or break for top spot in the group as well, I would say. PSG, I think they have some injuries as well. Nothing major from what I've seen before. Sergio Ramos is still out. Kimpembe is doubtful. Julian Draxler is injured as well. Ferran Torres is injured, and Kevin De Bruyne is injured as well. But we've seen before, Julian, if Kevin De Bruyne gets injured, Bernardo Silva steps in. Gundogan steps. Anyone can step in.
Anyone can step in, yeah.
100%. Cole Palmer stepped in on the weekend and it was fantastic against Everton in the league as well. But how do you see this game going? Do you reckon this will be the best game of the weekend? Do you reckon there'll be anything that we'll have to look out for? Who's a player that we should watch out for? That kind of thing. You can answer all those questions at once. Go for it, Julian.
Oh, yeah, okay. No. I definitely think this is probably the best fixture. Of course, two of Europeans' biggest giants pretty much facing off against each other. So I definitely think that this is the match that whoever loves watching the UEFA Champions League, I think this is the match we've all been waiting for. So for sure, as of right now, Manchester City have been brilliant. 4 wins and 1 loss, I believe, against Crystal Palace in their last 5, which is pretty amazing. And Pep Guardiola right now, I think this is the turning point of the season. I think he's reached the turning point of the season. I think he's managed to get the best out of all these Manchester City players, and he's on a train full of momentum right now, and there's so much going for him. And I think that he will clinch the victory over Manchester City versus Paris Saint-Germain. My bad, but I definitely think there's one player to watch out for. It's Kylian Mbappe. I think he's the player to watch in this game. 7 goals and 7 assists in the Ligue. He's on fire at the moment. I think if they could contain the front 3, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, I think Guardiola can secure the win and get all 3 points to be level with, or possibly take over the group, top spot of the group. So it's going to be definitely exciting to watch.
Here's my thing with it. I think Angel Di Maria should start, and I think Lionel Messi should be dropped to like a false 9, false 10, false 9, because Di Maria is the one out of the front 3. Because when you look at the front 3 in Ligue 1, none of them do any pressing from the front. Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, none of them do, because they all think they're the man. They're it. Di Maria is the one that will do the hard work, and the hard work which allows the other 2 in the attack to actually attack properly. So I think Di Maria needs to start as a winger. I think Messi would play really good in that false 9 against Ruben Diaz, and we've got Cancelo who will drop in, and obviously you'll have Laporte as well. I think Lionel Messi, Di Maria, and Mbappe probably would be very good to go for as well. Maybe Neymar coming on as a sub, but I think that's a tactic that I would like to see PSG do. I know they won't, but I think that'd be quite cool to see Messi as a false 9 against his Manchester City defense, who have been pretty good this season. Maybe not in the Champions League, but I think it would be another way of Pochettino trying to get through to them. He won't do it because Pochettino likes his system, which is fine for him. But I think false 9 for Messi that works perfectly for him. That's what we see primarily in our Messi anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on to Group B, we've got Atletico Madrid versus AC Milan. So, Julian, take it away again. I liked how you went through it. Inter Milan. Tell us about your arch nemesis, AC Milan, and how they're going to be doing against this Simeone side from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, no, I think AC Milan have been pretty dreadful in the Champions League. Everybody was so excited for their return in the Champions League, but unfortunately, it hasn't been the very best, and doesn't really reflect how they've been doing in the Serie A this season. Only 1 point in their last 5 games, 4 games, 3 losses and a tie. So it's pretty horrible at the moment, and they need to beat Atletico Madrid to possibly keep their hopes of an Europa League spot alive. So this is a crucial fixture definitely a crucial fixture in the group. Right now, AC Milan have 3 wins, 1 tie, 1 loss in their last 5 Serie A matches, and it was just this weekend where they blew their unbeaten run versus Fiorentina. They lost 4-3. And I think Atletico Madrid are going to take this one. They're 2-3-0 in their last 5 matches. And if you look at that front 3, it's incredible. And at the moment, AC Milan's fullbacks have been pretty disappointing. I don't think the defensive unit as a whole don't have what it takes to contain that front 3. I mean, Luis Suarez, 7 goals and 1 assist. Correa, 3 goals and 3 assists. Antoine Griezmann, only 2 goals. But with his pace and the talent that he has, I think he could break through. And I think for sure, I think Atletico Madrid are going to win this one.
Is Griezmann back from suspension that he had against Liverpool? He's not suspended, is he?
I believe they won their claim. They protested against it and they won their claim. So it was only a 1 game.
It was only the 1 game ban, wasn't it then?
Yeah, it was originally it was 2. They protested it. It was supposed to be a 2-game suspension, but then they protested and they won. So I believe he should be available for this one.
That's cool. No, that's what I'm thinking, because I was looking at Griezmann in that Liverpool game, and he was the difference until we got sent off, because he was playing really good.
Yeah, he was phenomenal for sure.
But no, I think this is the end of AC Milan in the Champions League this season. I think Atletico Madrid, they're at home. Simeone knows how to rile his crowd up. He knows how to get the best out of his players, because he's used them a good number of times. He's one of the longest serving managers in the Champions League. So it's good to see how well he's been doing to have this team going the way that it has done, which is pretty good. AC Milan, you wanted more from them as a neutral point of view. You wanted to see them back in the Champions League where I believe they belong. AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus. These names just roll off the tongue in terms of how well they are established in European football. But it's just really annoying when you see like one of these teams like AC Milan just falling at the wayside really early before even getting into like game week 5. They're on 1 point. It's quite worrying to see, because they have a really good young team. I really do like how Pioli plays in Serie A, because they are quite fun. Especially last season, they had a really good title run until April, May as well. So it was good to see them. And obviously in lockdown in the UK, all I was doing was watching football from different leagues, let alone just the Premier League. So it's good to watch them even more as well. And like you said, with Calabria and Theo Hernandez and Kalulu, their fullbacks, who we expect more from, because they've had some really good performances over the last 18 months or so.
Yeah,
it's just a shame that they haven't really replicated that. And it's quite sad to see how AC Milan kind of are at the moment. But I think it'll be a good 2-0 win from Atletico Madrid, maybe even more. But Atletico Madrid will be fighting till the bitter end to get into this second place spot, because I think Liverpool, they're going to guarantee first spot anyway. But yeah, Atletico Madrid, they're going to beat AC Milan tomorrow. Wednesday, sorry. Keep doing that. Wednesday, they're going to beat on Wednesday. I'm not going to talk about Liverpool versus Porto, because Liverpool probably win 5-0. They batter Porto every single damn time that I see them. But if you want to add anything on this game, you can. But Liverpool, again, they're an exciting team to watch. They're fun to watch. One of the best players in world football, Mohamed Salah, is doing amazing right now. Trent Alexander-Arnold is doing really good right now. It's fantastic. As a neutral, to see Virgil van Dijk back. I'm not a neutral, so I'm watching my arch rivals play amazing football week in, week out. So I'm really annoyed at this, but you can add anything you want, Julian. I'm having a little drink right now. Say whatever you want.
I think this weekend versus Arsenal speaks for itself, the way they've absolutely battered that side 4-0 at home. It was a fantastic performance. As a coach, Jurgen Klopp, he's been brilliant. He's managed to get the best out of all these players and time again. And they're such an attacking threat. That front 3 and especially the midfield too. They've been brilliant, and the defensive unit as well. They off the ball, they've been fantastic. Trent and Alex and Robertson, the two fullbacks have been brilliant this season, and Virgil van Dijk is literally a pillar in the back. I don't know, just it's just outstanding to see, and I don't see it going any other way other than a Liverpool victory, especially in the fine form that they are right now. I just don't see it.
Yeah, as good as Porto were last season against Juventus, they just always poor against Liverpool. So you always can expect, if you're a betting man, you'd bet on Liverpool to beat Porto. Easy.
Yeah.
So I would say my player of the weekend would have been Mohamed Salah, or the week would be Mohamed Salah, but it'll be like 2-3 goals easy for him. They could even rest him and it'd be perfectly fine. But no, I think this will be a very underrated game Wednesday. So we've got Sporting Lisbon versus Borussia Dortmund. As we mentioned earlier, they're both on 6 points in the group. Ajax are top with 12 points. Besiktas are down at the bottom. But this is the one where I believe it will be an ever crucial game. And like you said at the beginning of the recording, this is what the Champions League for, when you have two quality sides facing up against one another. The champions of Portugal. You've got this German side who really were almost reliant on Sancho and Haaland, and Sancho's obviously left the club. Haaland's injured, so he's out of the game. You've got Donyell Malen, you've got Reiner, you've got now you've got Julian Brandt, you've got Marco Reus, obviously you've got Thorgan Hazard, you've got some amazing attacking talents. But can they do enough to beat Sporting Lisbon, this young Sporting Lisbon side with the likes of Brancago, Goncalves, Paulinho as well? Go on, Julian, what's your first initial thoughts on Sporting Lisbon versus Borussia Dortmund?
I think this is going to be a thrilling game. It's pretty much make it or break it for both teams, and these are the moments that us football fans live for. And it's a very underrated game, I think. Two brilliant sides playing against each other. Although they're not the biggest European giants, it's a critical fixture in the UEFA Champions League. This is like literally like the turning point for this group. So very exciting game. How is it going to go? I think Dortmund's going to win this one. I think they have all the right tools necessary to beat this Sporting Lisbon side. Yes, don't get me wrong, Sporting Lisbon has been impressive, but especially over the last couple of games, Borussia Dortmund have been brilliant in the Bundesliga. Jude Bellingham, I thought you would mention Jude Bellingham actually as a talent, considering he's English and the Englishman. But Jude Bellingham has been brilliant for Borussia Dortmund. They although they're missing Haaland, I think it's going to be difficult. I think Marco Reus could get the job done. For sure. I think it's going to be a very tight game, I think Borussia Dortmund will win this one by a goal. I think it'll be a goal difference, 1-0 or 2-1 max. What's your thoughts on it?
Have you ever played like GTA and you put like cheat modes on and cheat codes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Bellingham is a cheat code.
Literally, he's brilliant.
The cheat code for a midfielder is like 17, 18 years old, and he plays like he's 28, 27 years old. It's ridiculous because you're just there thinking like, there's no way in hell he's this mature this early as a footballer.
He has so much confidence. Every time he doesn't have the ball, he's always in the action. He wants the ball. It's just amazing to watch, to see such a youngster thrive with so much confidence. And I think as a neutral, I don't know, it's just so pleasing to the eye. He's been absolutely brilliant. And
what annoys me is the fact that we had him in our squad for the European Championships for England, and he barely got a kick. Which is
it was very
composure in the midfield. Play the kid who's been playing composed all season.
I totally agree. I was disappointed not to see him play as much. He can
play against minnows like San Marino and Andorra and Albania. And no disrespect to them, but when you've got someone who's brimming with confidence after an amazing first season at Borussia Dortmund, what more can you ask for?
He's fearless. He has nothing to lose. He's fearless. He has so much confidence. I totally agree. I think he would have thrived in those big moments. I think he would have been a game changer and made a huge difference.
He's 18 for goodness sake, and it's like dominating his teammates. It's like, come on, get to the ball, press up higher. Is intimidating the ref as well. You're just there thinking, whoever's buying him next is going to shell out at least 150, 160 million pounds. Looking to get, because everyone will want his signature in 3-4 years' time. And that's what I love about Borussia Dortmund. They always take chances on youngsters like this, and they always do really well in developing them because they just keep coming out. The production factory from Borussia Dortmund, not so much the academy, but they just produce these youngsters from across Europe, and it's fantastic to see. It's amazing to see. But I disagree. I think Sporting Lisbon will win. I think it will be a shock result. I think Sporting Lisbon will have what it takes. They'll have the home crowd advantage. And I think personally, I'd like Dortmund to win because I want to see Dortmund in the next round. But I think Sporting Lisbon could take it away, and it's like you said, it's a make or break for both of these games. I think Sporting Lisbon will have what it takes to just nick a win, maybe even a draw. But I think Sporting Lisbon will definitely be on top of this game. And then finally, with Sheriff versus Real Madrid. If this was match week 2 or 3 when they played, I'd have just skipped this. I would just been there like, oh yeah, it's fine, never mind. Real Madrid will beat Sheriff, but
That's what we all
Sheriff
thought.
did the unbelievable. They did the unbelievable, and they ended up what was it 2-0 or 2-1 or something? I forgot the scoreline, but they
2-1 versus Real, I believe.
Yeah, they hammered Real Madrid on their own turf as well, which is crazy. That being said, I do think Real Madrid are going to win this time. I think they would have learnt their lesson, surely. If you hadn't have learnt your lesson now, you'd be a poor manager by Carlo Ancelotti standards. I think Real Madrid will win. It'll be like a 3-1 victory as well. It'll be good to see some of these players play a bit more in the Champions League. I think Valverde's up. I'm a big fan of how Valverde's developing as well. But Karim Benzema, how good has he been this season, Julian? Do you reckon he can end up being the top goal scorer this season for the Champions League? What do you think about that?
No, I definitely think so. Karim Benzema has been such a clinical striker, and I think him and Vinicius Jr. together have been absolutely brilliant this season. Vinicius Jr. has been a pleasure to watch this season. The way he breaks through with pace, his dribbling, and his composure in front of the box to get that ball in the back of the net, it's been marvelous. And those two together have been a major threat for so many teams in the league. Just this weekend, actually, I think they battered Granada away from home 4-1. I don't see it going any other way. I think Ancelotti is such a brilliant football genius. And I think although it was a disappointing result last time, I think he has it in the bag now. I think after analyzing Inter's two previous Champions League fixtures where they won 3-1 both home and away, I think he's going to definitely win this one and clinch all 3 points.
Yeah, fantastic. I reckon it'll be a Real Madrid win as well. But if Sheriff do the double, we'll just look stupid on cameras. But hopefully
would be crazy.
That's what football's about. You want to see this Super League nonsense that Real Madrid tried starting last season as well, where it's just the teams playing. You want to see these underdog stories, and that's what football's all about. And that's what we love about football as well, which is the best thing possible. But out of all of Wednesday's games, who do you think will be the player to watch on Wednesday's games?
Wednesday, that's tough because there's so many big players playing on Wednesday and a lot of huge European giants.
I don't want you copping out and saying Messi or someone like Bernardo Silva or something like that. Do one of those ones that we did before, like someone that people may not know about, like the niche players.
Okay. I think Dzeko. I think Edin Dzeko is definitely one player to watch out for. He's been brilliant in the league, and I think versus Shakhtar, this is what the veteran striker lives for: big moments, and with all his experience he has, I think he's gonna be a driving force for his Inter Milan team this week. And I wouldn't be surprised if he managed to score a goal, like get a brace versus this Shakhtar side. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Edin Dzeko. What do you think, Hamza? Who's your player to watch this week, other than the big dogs, of course?
So before I was saying Nkuku from RB Leipzig, but I think Anthony from Ajax as well would be a good shout as well. I think he's got in the Champions League so far, and the way that Ajax are playing against us, especially like I said, it's going to be something that I'll be watching because I'll have nothing to do on that Wednesday at that time anyway. I think like it's one of those days off that I have, so it's perfectly fine. So I can just watch football in the evening. It'll be pretty good. Rather Anthony or Nkunku from RB Leipzig will be quite good to watch, and it'll be quite fun to see how some of these teams do, because in the United Kingdom we have the luxury of watching all of these games at the same time as well on the same TV channel, so it's fantastic to watch. So for anyone watching across the board, it'll be fantastic to watch, and I think it'll be a good game week for the Champions League coming up. So Julian, thank you very much for the conversation today. Everyone, thanks for watching and for listening. Hopefully we'll get some more content out to you soon. Julian, do you have any closing messages for anyone watching today?
I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in into this special episode of the Friday Night Soccer Counterattack podcast.
You can call it soccer. You're Canadian. I'll allow you to say that. It's fine. No, Friday Night Counterattack.
Thank you, Hamza, for having me on. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, feel free to ever, if you wish to collaborate again, we could always do so. Feel free to contact me, and we could do this another time for sure. It was very exciting, and I was very happy I'm so humbled to be here and talking about the UEFA Champions League with you, and I really enjoyed it. And thank you guys so much. Feel free if you guys are interested in keeping up to date with the Serie A, feel free to look up my website www.culturewithjulian.com and follow me on my social media account at culturewithjulian on Instagram to be updated with articles as well as collaboration with other podcasts. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and Julian will send it to me. I'll just pop it in the description below once this video is up and running. But thanks everyone for watching. The podcast, I'll be in a better mood, but at the moment, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's gone, Michael Carrick's the manager. I'm not in the best of moods, especially when I go to the University of Manchester and a lot of my new friends are Man City fans or Liverpool fans, and you're just there thinking, for goodness sake, like there's no good days happening in Manchester United colours anymore this season. It's just not positive. But like I said, it's just one of those things. It's not been a good couple of days for Man United fans, and you just caught me in that moment. But next time it'll be even worse. It'll be even worse. But now it'll be pretty good.
We'll see after this weekend versus Chelsea. We'll see how worse it gets. I think it will.
See tomorrow when we lose to Villarreal, and we'll just be there like, for goodness sake, only we can mess up the Champions League, guys. But it's going to be even worse against Chelsea. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, it's hard to think about as a Manchester United fan and playing against such a talented force. Yeah,
talented force with no one to conduct the orchestra, as it were. But it is what it is.